Auckland and Queensland, respectively. So Mackenzie lining up for Auckland. And Chan Solo for Sun State. Arsenal recycling Chan Solo. And we've got lead jammer Ellen Mackenzie. Followed by Chan Solo. Oh, first scoring pass. First blood to Auckland. 4 points.
ARDL starting with an advantage.
So lining up for Sun State is Bama alongside Renwick from Auckland. And we have 2 players in the box for Sun State, so a big pack advantage for Auckland. Ooh, but down, it's Flirty Harry. And it's a power jam for Auckland. It's Bama sent to the garage project box.
And Renwick takes lead jammer.
Yeah. But Sunset have all their blockers back on track. So Renwick finding it difficult on this scoring pass. But she's nearly through on the outside line. Bama on her initial pass. Renwick on her scoring pass. This Sun State wall really causing Renwick difficulties. And almost through is Bama. Being held by Terra and Flirty Harry. And she's finally through on her initial. Renwick struggling and calls it off. She got 5 points though for her efforts. Do you want me to put this in the middle?
Go.
You want to do that?
That's all right. And score update, it's 9 to ARDL to 0 to Sun State.
Oh, big hit on Chan Solo from Arsenal. And pushed out on the out by Sass. Solid 3-wall from Auckland, a Venus thigh trap, Arsenal, and being backwards controlled by Sass. Super Sass.
Those jammers coming up against some tough walls.
Meanwhile, Smith jamming for Auckland, coming against that solid wall from Sun State. I'm looking at the wrong numbers. That's Bratt with the red locks. And lead jamming to Sun State, Chan Solo. Smith still struggling with the Sun State wall. The pack being stretched out a bit. Chan Solo through for 5 points. First points on the board for Sun State. Bit of O on the line on the Sun State wall now to help Smith through. Some excellent blocking by Venus Thigh Trap, keeping Chan Solo at bay. Oh, big hit on Sass on Chan Solo, but she's through for another 5 points, scoring pass. Oh, big hit on the inside line. Chan Solo nearly cutting. She's recycled by Venus Thigh Trap. Meanwhile, there's been a star pass, and Sass now jamming for Auckland. And called off for 4 points to Chan Solo. So we've had a lead change. Sun State 14, Auckland 9. Lining up on the Gemac Motors jam line. For Auckland, it's Mackenzie. Sun State, it's Bama. Sorry, so we got it. These are the Auckland with a slight pack advantage. And Mackenzie through. Slippery Fish earning her nickname. Bama recycled. Wow. Through again. Flying is Ellen Mackenzie. Bama still on her initial pass.
Finding it really tough against that awesome Auckland wall.
And again, Muss recycling Bama. Mackenzie finding this scoring pass a little trickier than the first and the second. The score's 14-13. So there's been a star pass. So your new jammer for Sun State, now wearing the panty, was Bad Reality. And that was 2 points. And that was 2 points on that last pass to Auckland. So another lead change. Auckland 15, Sun State 14. And lining up to jam on the Gemac Motors jam line is Renwick and Chan Solo.
Sun State starting with an advantage. Auckland's pivot is in the Garage Project penalty box.
Also, that's Muss with the pivot hat on in the Garage Project box. So there's no opportunity for Renwick to do a star pass until she's out. Meanwhile, Chan Solo stretching the Auckland pack, pushing hard. Multiplayer bot being called on Arsenal. And Chan Solo's through as your lead jammer. Ooh, Renwick going down hard. She's now one-on-one.
We have another Auckland blocker going to the box.
Sorry, she's been absorbed by the Sun State wall again. And it's just Bene on track to help her out. And through again on a scoring pass is Chan Solo. Bratt going down. Auckland reforming their wall of 2 to hold Chan Solo. So a few penalties on that one. Another 4 points to Sun State. So Sun State now, another lead change. 23 pays 15. Shehard lining up on the Gemac Motors jam line next to Bama. Auckland with 2 in the Garage Project box.
And Sun State with 1.
There's not many blockers on track. And Bama through. Lead jammer for Bama. And the pivot being sent to the box for Sun State. Star pass to Terra. But Bama calling it off with a 5-point Grand Slam. 28 pays 15. So Sun State extending their lead. Chan Solo lining up next to Mackenzie.
And Sun State starting with 3 blockers on the track, and the pivot is in the Garage Project penalty box.
Mackenzie straight into the 3 wall. Benedicta with the O to help Mackenzie through. Meanwhile, Arsenal and Sass recycling Chan Solo. Well, Sass, big push on the outside line, but it's not enough. Chan Solo's through. And Mackenzie going one-on-one with Bratt. Mackenzie chasing Chan Solo down. Auckland walling up. And right away around the outside. Left that outside line open, and Shan Solo didn't need a second invitation. 4 points to Sun State. The score 32 now to Sun State, 15 to Auckland. And stepping up to jam on the Gemac Motors jam line is Muss for Auckland, and a new jammer for Sun State.
No, I believe that is Bammer for Sun State.
Oh, sorry, it is Bammer. So I read that as 73. And through on the inside is Muss. Oh no, but she's preventing herself from cutting. Big hit on the outside, and she looks like she's through. Lead jam to Muss. Lead jammer Muss.
Oh, we've got a pansy pass to Sun State blocker.
So star pass.
That is bad reality.
So Muss calling it off with just 1 point to Auckland. So all you need to do, claw it back point by point. The score 16 to 32. Team timeout being called by Auckland. 18 minutes left on the clock. Traditional 10-minute timeout. So, team timeout sponsored by Tiki Wine. Very good. How long have you been in Richmond?
5 years, but like 4 years skating. Yeah, I had an injury for a while, which had me out for about a year. Yeah. Yeah, recently started doing MCing. Okay, we're on jam number 8, and we have got Chan Solo for Sun State and Renwick for Auckland Roller Derby. And we've got a clear box, so both packs have got 4 blockers each.
Oh, big opening on the inside for Chan, but Sass quickly blocks it. Venus Thigh-Trap taking Chan Solo down. Meanwhile, 2 blockers in the box. But Renwick has lead, so Sass is in the Garage Project box, as is Venus Thigh-Trap for Auckland. And for Sun State, we have Red Hot Riot. Chan Solo now clear. And it's called off by Renwick for 3 points. So let's see if that team timeout has helped them. And they're going to be clawing this back 3 points at a time. 19 plays 32. 4 points for Auckland. Correction.
On the jam line,
thank you, No Skates. No Skates also. So we got Mackenzie and Bammer. And Mackenzie's through on the inside. Both packs with quite a few blockers in the Garage Project box. Bammer close on Mackenzie's tail.
That was a nice jam lead.
And she calls it off just in the nick of time.
Mackenzie
0 Sun State. Only 2 for Mackenzie.
Mackenzie took a really nice lead there, only having 2 of her own blockers on the track at the time.
Okay, lining up to jam. It's Muss again for Auckland and Chan Solo for Sun State. Muss with the power, pushing on that Sun State wall, being driven on the outside. being recycled to prevent the cut. Chansolo still being held by Venus Flytrap, Arsenal, and Steve. Must recycled again. That's a solid Auckland wall. Sass rejoins them too. Must taken down. Slow progress for both jammers. Solid defense from both teams. The wall swap side. And through for Sunstate is Chansolo. Meanwhile, Must still unable to get through that wall. Ooh. Arsenal with some positive O, helping her through. Must pushing hard, and she's through herself. Auckland now holding Chansolo. So can she score points before Must approaches? I don't think she got past anyone. Oh, she got past 3. That's how much I know. So 3 points to Sunstate. So it's going to say just before that jam that No Skates is shaving his hair.
His hair and his beard.
Oh, thank God.
Yes, he's shaving it for charity, for the Cancer Society. If you want to donate, we've got a collection at the front desk.
So big up No Skates, whose name you can barely see because of that hair. So we've got Renwick jamming against Bama. And Bama through for Sunstate.
Renwick getting some offense from Terror.
Terror sent to the Garage Project box for her work.
Oh, and Brammer too. Through the pack, getting some points.
5 points for Bama. Renwick still struggling to get through this solid wall. Bit of O from Flirty Harry. And can Auckland hold Bama? Sunstate with some O being provided by 313. Red Hot Riot. That worked.
And Brammer too again, getting another 5 points.
Renwick still not through on her initial. This 4 wall now of Sunstate. With Ginger, Metal Minx.
Those walls are looking tough.
Marilyn Monroe, captain, holding Renwick on her initial pass. Renwick looking for some O from her team, but with Resident Evil being sent to the box and the others occupied with holding Bama back, she doesn't have it. And there's a star pass to Terra, beautifully done on the inside line.
That was a great star pass. Both jammers approaching the wall.
And Bama calls it off. What? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it's only when they're coming out of the box. You can't say it until it's obvious. And also, you can't say people are hiding the panty. And also, you're not supposed to do the panty. So, lining up for Auckland with a score 50-22 is Mackenzie and Chansolo. Both teams with 1 in the Garage Project box.
Both jammers coming up against fierce 3 walls.
We now have Bad Reality helping with some O on the Auckland wall, which has helped Chansolo get lead. Mackenzie struggling against that wall and being held by Bratt and recycled by her. Chansolo also recycled by the Auckland wall. Bad Reality providing the O again. And it works. Holding Arsenal away from the outside line, preventing Chansolo, allowing Chansolo through for another 5-point pass. So the score now 55 Sunstate, 22 Auckland. So one too many players on track there for Auckland. Oh, great offensive work from Sun State again, allowing Bama through, followed swiftly by Muss. Auckland walling up with their full team on track now. She calls it off. Solid instructions. 1 point for Auckland.
3?
Is that 3?
I think that is 3 points.
3 points to Sun State. So, score 23 Auckland, 58 Sun State. Both teams with a full complement on the track. Renwick ready to jam for Auckland, and Chan Solo for Sun State. Oh, and straight through on the inside. Chan Solo with lead. Bratt sent to the box. Garage Project penalty box. Renwick still being held by one player. Number 5 doing some great positional blocking. Is it number 5? Marilyn Monroe, the captain, Sun State. That's 5-point pass for Chan Solo, followed by Renwick.
Oh, we've got another Sun State player going to the box.
Yeah, Sun State 3 in the box now. So, 0 points on that last pass for both teams. But we've now got a big pack advantage to Auckland with Mackenzie on the Jermac Motors jam line.
Sun State starting with 3 blockers in the box. So we have got Bammer to jam.
A real opportunity for Auckland to make up some ground here with only one blocker on track for Sun State, who call a team timeout.
And our team timeouts are sponsored today by Tiki Wines.
The Sun State coach, very clear instructions to the teams. You can hear him from here. When to call it off, when to keep going. The score 63 Sun State, 23 to Auckland. Oh yeah, well we could actually have it on the YouTube. We've got
yeah. We're going to kind of fill people in as they're...
Yeah. Who they're playing. Do you have anything from the other track?
Richter City, I want the girls off there, so I messaged her. So it's Richter City and Northern Brisbane on the other track.
Yeah, but no, Richter should be winning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, lining up to jam, as I said, is for Auckland is Mackenzie, and Bama for Sun State. Mackenzie only one blocker to get through, and she gets lead. Bratt rejoining the track for Sun State, helping with some O. It's too big a task yet for Bama on her initial. Auckland's jammer Mackenzie through on her first scoring pass for 5 points. And through for Sun State is Bama, and Mackenzie through for another 5 points.
We have a score
another 4
update.
points. Sorry, for Auckland. So clawing it back a bit there. Tell us about the other track.
On the other track, we've got Richter City taking on Northern Brisbane. The score is 141 to 31 to Richter City.
So the loser, the winner of that game plays the winner of this game? No. Muss lining up to jam against Chan Solo. Muss for Auckland, Chan Solo for Sun State. Chan Solo being held by that solid 3 wall. But getting some help on the inside line. Some good O, but Arsenal running her back. Beautiful arse work from Arsenal. Meanwhile, Muss struggling to get through the Sun State wall. Being held in place. Chan Solo, solid wall by both teams here. And we got lead for Muss. So Chan Solo still struggling to get through this pack. Some more assistance from her teammates. She's knocked out on the out and recycled by the Auckland wall. Muss goes down hard. And someone's got a penalty call. Muss on her scoring pass. And to the box is 3 now. And it's a power jam for Auckland. Could this be the turning point in terms of clawing back the disadvantage? They've got Sass to the box as well. So we've got 4 players in the Garage Project penalty box. Muss on her 3rd scoring pass now. Should be easy work with so few blockers from Sun State. And she calls it off.
Muss calling it so that the other jammer has to start on the box, giving Auckland a power jam advantage.
So yeah, that's Chan Solo in the chili bin, in the Garage Project chili bin, being iced, frozen, what do you want to call it. 47 now to Auckland, Sun State 63, Renwick with the power jam, and equal number of blockers on track for each team. Renwick into the wall, offence provided by Terra. Back on track is Chan Solo and Super Sass coming to join the Auckland wall. But Renwick still not through on her initial. In control, backward controlled by Bratt. That wall from Sun State, pretty impenetrable for Renwick. But Bratt is being sent to the penalty box, the Garage Project penalty box again. And some good O from Auckland here, but not enough to help Renwick through. And Chan Solo being taken on one-on-one by Flirty Harry, but she's through as lead jammer. So even with the power jam, Sun State, power jam for Auckland, Sun State got lead. So Chan Solo, some quick leg work, quick footwork to get past Flirty and Smith.
Making that pass look real easy.
5 points, full 5 points on that pass. Bratt now released from the Garage Project penalty box, straight in some O on the Auckland wall. Terra calmly running Chan Solo back, and again, Renwick still unable to get past on her initial.
That is a tough 3-wall she's going up against.
But in fact, there's been a star pass, and it's actually Sass who's now finding the same struggle that Renwick had, and Chan Solo through again for another 4 points. Sass being knocked out on the inside line. She's only got 2 now to deal with, as Auckland attempt to goat one of the Sun State players. But they're back to their 3-wall. Meanwhile, Chan Solo being held with only 2 seconds left on the clock. Some really good defense from Sun State.
That was a beautiful 3-wall.
Yeah, that was Ginger, Red Hot Riot, and Marilyn holding off Auckland for the entirety of that jam. So we now have Mackenzie lining up with Bama. The score now 75 to Sun State, 47 to Auckland. Shehard trying to take her off on the inside line. Lead is Bama, but she's got Mackenzie hot on her tail. 0 point jam.
We have got a score update from track number 1. 167.56 to Richter City. That is Richter City and Northern Brisbane.
So we have lining up for Auckland, it's Muss, alongside Chan Solo for Sun State. Again, that inside line looking tempting for Chan Solo, being pushed out by Pyroclastic Flow. Oh, on the out, she's gone off, so being run back by Pyro. Penalty being called at the front pack, and Muss is through as your lead jammer for Auckland. And into the box, into the Garage Project box, is Red Hot Riot for Sun State.
Chan still not able to break that pack, but Muss is on her scoring pass.
Some solid defense from Auckland. Backwards control by Resident Evil. And being pushed off again by Pyro. Pyro being done for a direction of play. Through pushing backwards on Chan Solo. And Chan Solo through on her initial. Muss calling it off for 4 points. So if they can keep this up, they can claw it back, Auckland. Only 2 minutes left in this half, but only the scores are much closer. 75 Sunstate, 51 to Auckland. As Renwick lines up on the Gemac Motors jam line alongside Bama. Some love between Sass and Bama on the Gemac Motors jam line. Pyro starting in the box, so pack advantage to Sunstate. Oh, around the outside goes Bama. Oh, and she switches to the end and she's in. Lead jammer, Bama. Renwick still on her initial, Bama on her scoring pass. Auckland walling up, Sass holding the inside line. But she's through for a full 5 points. Bama the jammer. And Renwick through as well on her initial. There doesn't seem to be a solid Auckland wall, but they reform to hold her back on her second scoring pass as Renwick approaches, but she's through.
Some really nice footwork there
Renwick
from
scoring
Brammer.
points too. 4 points to Auckland, 4 points to Sunstate. So matching each other now. I think they're just running out the clock here, Sunstate. Bama not calling it off. Pack speed up. Auckland wall. Pyro chasing her down. Renwick through on her second scoring pass. Bama now on her fourth. Third or fourth? Fourth. And she calls it off with 30 seconds left in the half. So both teams scoring points on those passes. The score now 89 to Sunstate, 59 to Auckland. So just 30 points in it. And Mackenzie lining up on the Gemac Motors jam line alongside Chan Solo. No players in the Garage Project penalty box. So this last jam of the first half is going to be full complement of both teams. Mackenzie through on the inside. Did she make it through? Reformed so quickly, Sunstate. And they're both through, but it's Chan Solo with lead, and it's a power jam for Sunstate for the last jam of this first half, as Mackenzie's called for a cut. So Mackenzie in the Garage Project penalty box. How long can Auckland hold Chan Solo? Not long on that pass, 5 points. So Auckland's wall forming up with Terra, Bratt providing some O. The whole of Sunstate providing O, and Chan through. Beautiful teamwork from Sunstate there.
A really
Their
nice
coach,
sweep on the inside.
Yeah, their coach telling them to keep going, keep going. Banking the points now. See if the Auckland wall can deal with the O this time round. She hard, and through again for another 5 points. Mackenzie back on track and straight through. That's, of course, her initial pass. So she's able to score on this next pass, but coach of Sunstate shouting, call, call. That's the end of the first half. And Sunstate with that great jam extending their lead. 107 plays 59. So we just went from a 30-point lead to 107.59. Welcome back to the second half of this game, and lead jammer is Mackenzie for Auckland, and it's a power jam for Auckland. Great start to the second half. Slightly out of breath. So, Mackenzie on her scoring pass, being held by this solid wall of Brat, Red Hot Riot, and Captain Marilyn. Still she can't get through. Rejoined on track by Chan Solo, jamming for Sun State. Bene being released to do some O. Not required as Mackenzie got through for a full 5 point Grand Slam. Of course, Chan Solo still on her initial pass. So Mackenzie looking to bank the points here. Not much of a wall from Sun State. Brat holding her on the outside. She's got time to get them all and call it off. So a couple of penalties being called there. 4 points on that pass for Mackenzie. So the score's now 107 Sun State, 68 to Auckland. Bama lining up for Sun State, alongside Renwick for Auckland. Pack advantage Auckland with 2 blockers in the box for Sun State. Beautiful work, straight through for Renwick. Bama still being held by Auckland. Another blocker in the box for Sun State. Of course, we can't see the penalty boards anymore, but Sun State do seem to be a bit more penalty heavy. Renwick recycled on her scoring pass. Bama still on her initial. Both teams, I spoke too soon, I was going to say both teams with full deck. But it's like Flirty Harry's been sent to the box. 4 points to Renwick on that pass. So Auckland clawing back the lead, clawing back to regain the lead, hopefully. 107 to Sun State for them and 72 for Auckland. I am a non-partisan commentator, wearing my ARDL outfit.
And on the jam line, we've got Mackenzie and Chan Solo.
Yourself? Yeah, me too, yeah. And I was watching the video for me and Tina. We were really good together. But I just kept repeating things she was always saying because I couldn't get what she was saying. Yeah.
We've
So
got Chan Solo as lead jammer for Sun State, but we've got Mackenzie out and chasing her down.
We got a skater down on the outside. It's the Sun State pivot crawling off the track. Meanwhile, Chan Solo on her scoring pass, straight through, beautiful work.
And Chan Solo being told to call it off.
The very earnest coach from Sun State yelling, call it, call it. Concentration on this man's face is intense.
It's an intense sport.
Meanwhile, Papa Bene on the Auckland bench, scratching his chin. The score now, 116, Sun State, 76 to Auckland, with Smith lining up to jam for Auckland against Bama, with both teams' full complement of skaters on the track.
Smith looking like she's doing some jammer D.
Complex O going on there. Auckland walling up again to hold Bama. Smith now being held at the back. The Bama successfully stretching out the pack and getting lead. Sun State and Auckland both with a blocker each in the Garage Project box. Smith still on her initial, Bama on her scoring pass, and it's a power jam for Sun State as Smith gets sent to the Garage Project penalty box. Smith not looking very happy with that call, as Bama is through for 5 points. Sun State. So Sun State extending their lead on this jam. 3 wall of Resident Evil, Venus Flytrap, and Pyro. And they call it off.
I think that will start us on a power jam.
So yeah, they're starting with a power jam because Smith is still in the Garage Project penalty box. She's in the chili bin. She's been iced by Sun State. Smart work there. So Chan Solo starting this jam with a power jam. And both team with a full complement of blockers on track. So we should see some O off the line from Auckland here. So from Sun State here. To help Chan through. Before Smith is released from the Garage penalty box, Garage Project penalty box. Beautiful defensive work from Renwick. Holding Chan Solo, but she threw on her initial, and actually Renwick called for that.
The Sun State, apologies. Smith returns to the track.
So Chan Solo on a scoring pass, being recycled by Arsenal, knocked out by Sass. And Smith still on her initial. Oh, and through, beautiful work. Great O from Sun State, helping Chan through there. Meanwhile, Smith still on her initial, but she's got past 2. Can she get past? She's stretching out the pack. She should get through now. She's being held beautifully by the Sun State pivot. And now Bratt joining in the fun. And
yes, that is a cut for Smith, I believe.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was wrong.
It looked like the ref was signaling a cut, but then changed their mind.
Yeah.
So 4 points on that pass for Sun State, extending their lead. 140 plays 76.
And on the line, we've got Banner.
And there was a cut called.
It was,
Or was
okay.
it? Yeah.
Right.
So again, Sun State starting this jam with a power jam. Pyro holding her on the outside. Trying to get some offensive help there, but Auckland staying strong, holding them back. Resident Evil called. She's off to the Garage Project penalty box. And still not through on her initial is Bama, but she threw now with Pyro chasing her down. And this time Smith is back on track. And she's through for 5 points, but of course Smith is still on her initial pass. Resident Evil back on track for Auckland. Bama on another Grand Slam, 5 points for Sun State. 55 minutes left on the clock. 55 seconds, sorry, for this jam. And still Smith not through on her initial. So Bama scoring relatively freely here, another 5. And there's been a star pass, and Terror is the jammer now for Auckland. Chasing down Bama. This is going to force Bama to call it. She does. And she got just 1 on that last pass. Sun State sending love to the YouTube feed.
And on the jam lane, we've got Mackenzie for ARDL and Chan Solo for Sun State. It looks like we have got 1 blocker in the Garage Project penalty box for Sun State, giving ARDL a pack advantage.
And on track is Mackenzie for Auckland and Chan Solo for Sun State, and Mackenzie through on the outside. Your lead jammer. Looks like Steve's been sent to the Garage Project penalty box for Auckland. So both teams with 1 blocker down. Mackenzie on her scoring pass. And Chan Solo still on her initial. Another blocker sent to the box, Garage Project box for Sun State. Who's that? Ooh, Mackenzie nearly making it around the outside, but calling it off for 5 points. So she got the full 5. So the score now 156 to Sun State, 81 to Auckland. Renwick now lining up on the Generac Motors jam line alongside Bama.
Sun State again, starting with a blocker in the bin. Number 25, Sawyer Legoffs.
Renwick getting punchy against the against that solid Sun State wall, and she's through with a massive shoulder hit, as is Bama chasing her down.
We have an ARDL blocker in the bin.
And she calls it off. Both jammers scoring 2 points on that pass. Thank you. So the score now 158-83. Gap remains unchanged from that jam. Mackenzie lining up on Generac Motors jam line alongside Chan Solo. Familiar matchup. This time Auckland with 1 in the box. Oh, and through on the outside is Mackenzie. Chan Solo being knocked out on the inside by Arsenal. Some good O from Sun State helps her through in the end. Chan out on her initial pass, and Mackenzie now scoring on her scoring pass and flapping like a slippery fish on the ground. Calling it off. The slippery fish living up to her name again.
White point.
Official timeout being called. And that's Tiaro Physiotherapy and Pilates official timeout. So, looks like the next jam will have Bama against Renwick, with both teams with 1 in the box. That's Venus Thigh Trap for Auckland, and number 5, Marilyn Monroe, the captain, Monroe rather, captain of Sun State. Okay. So,
Both jammers being held behind some really nice 3 walls.
oh, Sarah just appeals for a cut, but I think there's a penalty.
Through.
Yes, I think that Bama's off to the box. Bama's off to the box for a cut. So this is a power jam for Auckland. So it looked like she got lead, but oh dear. It's going to be a jammer switchover in the penalty box because we've got Renwick in the bin too. So that's the Garage Project penalty box now holding Renwick. So I think effectively Bama is on her initial.
Shouldn't Renwick be released by now?
This is 2 minutes, stay calm is the instruction coming from the coach. And we have Renwick back on track. So we have no lead jammer, so this will play for the full 2 minutes, but there's only 45 seconds left on the clock. And Sun State are the only jammer with an initial pass. So Bama able to score the points on this pass if she can get past. 30 seconds left on the clock. Renwick still on her initial. Bama taken off on the outside. And Venus Flytrap being sent to the Garage Project penalty box. Calls for calm from the coach, Sun State. And Terra holding back. So now Renwick scoring on her scoring pass, and she's through. Beautiful work for Auckland. Full 5 points, and 5 for both teams. So no change in that. Beautiful work by Renwick there, pulling that back.
We've got a clockwise block for Flirty Hurry. So we've got 2 ARDL blockers in the box, giving Sun State a pack advantage. We've got Mackenzie for ARDL jamming and Chance Solo for Sun State.
So only 2 blockers to get past, and she does so. Switching to a fence, Auckland now, to help Mackenzie through. And they wall up again. Super Sass and Arsenal. Oh, big shoulder to Chansola, and she's pushed it off the track. She calls it off for 4 points for Sun State. Pretty sure she can't. You have to have both feet off the track.
Pardon?
That's what you can't. Why do you have both feet off the track? Just one. If you step out of one and then get back in, it's downhill.
I think so, but you can't make off and do anything.
So, Auckland's starting 1 player down. Bama through on the inside, jumping over the arse of Muss, and Renwick still struggling on her initial pass to get through. But some O from Auckland helping her out, as Pyro catches Bama at the back, but Bama's through on the inside line. Oh, beautiful little pirouette and jump. 4 points to Bama. And she calls it off. So the score now, 171 to Sun State, 90 to Auckland. 12 minutes left in this game.
And our usual suspects back on the jam line, Mackenzie and Chance Solo.
Both teams with a full complement of players on track. Mackenzie through on the inside. See that gap there? She saw it too. Straight through. It's lead jammer. Steve sent to the penalty box, Garage Project penalty box for Auckland. But Chan Solo is through as well. Oh, Mackenzie on the outside being taken out and pushing to get some more points, and she calls it off. 4 points to Auckland on that pass. 94 plays 171. 11 minutes left. Bama lining up alongside Renwick, having a chat on the Gemac Motors jam line. And Steve starting in the Garage Project penalty box for Auckland. Oh, Bama trying to jump over one of her players to get through. And Flirty Harry chases her down, but it's not enough. She gets lead. So we have Renwick on her initial pass. Oh, Flirty trying to chase down Bama again. Just missed her. Time wasn't quite right. 5 points to Bama. And we have Terra as your jammer for Auckland with the star pass from Renwick. And it's a power jam. It's a power jam for Terra.
No,
oh, no, it's not.
Power jam.
No, she was just wondering. I'm not sure what happened there, but no, Bama called it in the end for 3 points. And it looked like Terra was on her scoring pass there. And I think she's just consulting with the refs as to whether she scored any points. And it looks like 3. So I think there's a correction to the score there.
And we have a timeout.
So this is an official timeout, I believe, sponsored by Tiaro Physiotherapy and Pilates.
Yeah. So we'll take time to update the score on track 1. With 11 minutes to go, it's 301 to 67, Richter City.
Sunstate blowing kisses to their followers on the YouTube channel, Australia. We've got Pyroclastic Flow in the box, waving serenely. Mackenzie and Chan Solo lining up on the Jamac Motors jam line. So after consultation, it's 0 points on that pass for Auckland. That was Terror with the star. End of timeout. Auckland's 3-wall lining up on the Thunderpants pivot line, but both teams drifting back towards the Jamac Motors jam line. Slippery Fish trying to push her way through. Wolves swap positions as Auckland hold Chan Solo solidly. That's a powerful wall, but the O comes from number 5, Marilyn Monroe, captain of Sunstate, breaking up the Auckland wall, and wow, through, down low is Mackenzie as your lead jammer, followed swiftly by Chan Solo. Pyro back on track. Pyro trying to catch Chan Solo, and just 1 point for that jam for Mackenzie. Chan Solo limiting the damage by chasing her down. Both teams lining up this time on the Thunderpants pivot line with jammers Bama and Renwick.
Looks like that we've got an ARDL skater being assisted off the track.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's Venus thigh trap off with a sore ankle by the looks of things.
Oh, we've got a star pass to Terra Santana.
Terra jamming again. 0 points. And we got another penalty being called. And 3 points on that pass for White Zero. Mackenzie lining up with Chan Solo on the Jamac Motors jam line. Muss in the Garage Project penalty box.
Great outside line. Chan taking lead jammer.
Mackenzie takes the same line, gets through. Auckland ready for Chan. Shouts of call it from the bench and just in the nick of time. 3 points, Sunstate, 0, Auckland. Auckland seem to be limiting the damage of these leads that Sunstate get, but not getting lead enough themselves to take control. So it's 185, Sunstate, 95, Auckland.
Cool. And we have got Sunstate starting with a pack advantage with Auckland blocker in the bin. That is Muss, I believe.
And Bama through to lead jammer for Sunstate. Oh, beautiful bit of footwork from Bama getting through on her scoring pass. 5 points. No skates really having to move quickly to stay up, keep up with her. That's the jam ref. Oh, and it's a power jam for Sun State as Anna Renwick is sent to the Garage Project penalty box.
Sun State setting up their offense. A Bammer taking the outside line.
Muss attempting to stop her on the outside line, but not quite quick enough to get to her. This time they hold her up and off on the inside and recycled by Muss, being joined by her sister Dara. Instruction to call it from the bench, and 3 points on that pass for Sun State. So again, Auckland limiting the damage once they're out. The score now 204 to 95.
We have got Chan and Mackenzie starting on the jam line.
Mackenzie sees that gap again on the inside, but this time Brat's ready for her as Chan Solo gets through. It's your lead jammer. Ooh. Mackenzie knocked out on the out.
Nice hit from Brat, knocking Mackenzie out.
And through on a scoring pass for a full Grand Slam 5 points is Chan Solo. So there's been a star pass, and it's now Sass. Super Sass is your superstar jammer for Auckland. As Chan Solo trying to call it off, but she's been sent to the Garage Project penalty box. So it's now a power jam for Sass for Auckland. And Arsenal helping with the O to try and get her through on her scoring pass. Still, she's struggling against this wall of Sun State that recycles so quickly and cascades. Being backwards controlled now by Brat. We've got Red Hot Riot. Some O from Mackenzie. And Sass keep pushing forwards, and she should get this. Red Hot Riot being told she's out of play. And she's through. Scoring pass. 5 points to Sass.
And we've got Chan returning to the track.
Chan Solo back on track straight away. And she's got her initial. Oh no, she's got 4 points. Hang on. And it looks like we have skaters on their knees. I don't think that Thingy was on his scoring pass. I don't think that the Chancellor. Medical staff back in their positions. They're getting something to help her. We can't start until they are fully ready.
We have the last jam happening on track 1. The score there is 378 to 68, and that is Richter City.
2 points on that last pass for Auckland. So the score now, Auckland have cracked 100 with 102. Sun State on 213. Okay, lining up to jam for Auckland, it's Renwick with Bama, and Auckland starting with both Mackenzie and Arsenal in the Garage Project penalty box. So pack advantage Sun State. Oh, despite the pack advantage, Renwick through. It's your lead jammer, followed closely by Bama. And Terra's been sent to the Garage Project penalty box, and oh dear. Renwick calling it off. 0 points, while Sun State scored 4. Renwick not looking happy with that call. Yeah. So last time I just reported Renwick called it off late. She hated it. Straight through Chan as your lead jammer. Muss jamming for Auckland, pushing hard against this wall. She's got the power to get through. Gets past 1, 2, 3, but she's off on the inside. This time, Auckland catch Chan on her scoring pass. And meanwhile, Muss is out on her initial. Ooh, Sass trying to chase down Chan, but she threw for 4 points for Sun State. So Muss scoring points this time.
Muss
And
is
Muss
through
for 4 points as well. 2 minutes left in this game. And it looks like Sun State running the clock because Muss is... The call comes to call it from the coach. 3 points to Sun State, 0 on that pass for Muss. So we're going into potentially last jam of the game. 1 minute 45 left on the clock.
And we've got Renwick and Bammer on the jam line. Auckland starting with a pack advantage with one Sun State blocker in the box. Bammer pushing out Auckland, coming up against some last line of defense, but she takes lead.
Pyro call, no. It looks like it's a power jam for Auckland going into this last jam, potentially. Renwick with the power jam. Looks like a high block called on Sun State. Pyro with some good O to help Renwick through, but it's not enough. Renwick's still on her initial. And Auckland switching all to O now. Resident Evil, Pyro, and Flirty Harry. Now they're hanging back to allow Renwick to push and stretch out the pack. Terra rejoining the track. Terra should come in with some heavy O to help them. Sun State jammer back on track 2 as Auckland wall up. Great defense from Terra. Still not through on their initial. 10 seconds left in this game.
We still have no lead jammer.
Still no Renwick. Still no lead. Renwick's another high block being called, this time on No Reality.
And we have The
There's
star
only 20
pass to
seconds left in this
Terror.
jam. And Terra has the star. 10 seconds left in this game. 10 seconds, nice and calm. The coach from Sun State calls. And through. 4 points, Terra. And 4 for Sun State. It's a fun final jam. The unofficial score, 228 to Sun State, 110 to Auckland. That was a great game. That's me, Grand Cru Marku, signing out.
And Gale Force.
Let's get trackside. Let's have some noise for both teams. I don't know. I don't know if I'm required again.